Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
Mm. Why did you come to the U.S.?
My parents brought me here when I was only 1.
Oh.
I turned 2 when we arrived in the United States. My father was looking for a better life for his family, better opportunities, better education. With a better education, that meant better jobs. So he saw a better opportunity here. He came here first a year before we came, and he had a job. He had a home for us. So when we arrived, I was so little I didn't realize what was happening, I guess.
Okay. Oh, well, have you settled in yet, I guess? Or do you like it here? Since you moved in here when you were 1, I guess you really don't.
I didn't really notice a difference because I was little, but it was hard for my parents, I'm sure, because they left their families. My mom left, her sisters, and so it was harder for her, I think, to adjust to different cultures and different environment.
Yeah. Do you still visit?
I've been there, yes, a couple of times.
Oh.
It's kind of awkward when you go visit because I consider myself Mexican, and I'm really Mexican American. But when you go there, you're treated as a foreigner because you're not a citizen of Mexico. So it was, the first time I went, it was kind of weird because I felt like, I was Mexican, but I speak Spanish, and that was one thing that my dad never wanted us to lose, was our language. So when I started preschool, I started learning how to speak English, but at home we always spoke Spanish. So school was always English, home was Spanish, so we wouldn't lose our language.
That's cool, yeah. Well, thank you.
Is that it?
I have more questions.
Oh.
She has more questions.
Do you ever wish that you lived out there instead of here?
I don't know the difference because I don't know what it would be like. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like if I would have stayed there. But we don't have a big extended family here. Like all my cousins are there, and I see, a lot of them married young, and we have more opportunities to go to school. And I think this country just has more opportunities for you to be more successful.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've never really thought about how my life would be there versus here.
Do you still feel like you're experiencing the full culture of it? She knows what it is. Like it's not like this isn't like changing away from your culture.
Not really, because I was so young. I didn't know the difference, I guess. And my parents kept traditions and kept their own, like our language. So yeah, I don't know the difference. Because it has good opportunities here, better opportunities. Sometimes I wonder, my mother-in-law is my husband is third generation Mexican here. So for him, I see the difference. Like he doesn't speak Spanish like I do. A lot of the things that we did growing up, he didn't do. It was just, I noticed a little bit culturally how different it is. Like my mom and dad, we kept our culture more because I think we kept our language. Like I felt like our Spanish language was our culture. Like I didn't, like, you know, now that we celebrate like Dia de los Muertos and Cinco de Mayo here, and in Mexico they really didn't celebrate that. So we didn't know what that was until we got older, and you know, it was more advertised, more commercialized here. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of the cultures that we think are in Mexico that you see here, like here you think, oh, Mexicans celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And really, they don't. Like, we didn't grow up celebrating it. Yeah, like the holidays that we celebrated were, you know, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. They were like the biggest holidays that we celebrated.
That's different. Any more questions and stuff?
Do you have any more questions of what's on your?
Oh no, those are all it.
Okay. So, well, it's not another question. It's about what you previously said. So, like the here in the U.S., it's more like, is it are they like holidays or stuff that you guys celebrate? Are they like made up here? So they're not coming originally from.
Well, I think there's like historically they're you know, they have a significance, but they don't make it like a big deal like here.
Okay.
Like Cinco de Mayo, if you Google it, you know, Google it and see if we go and we Google Cinco de Mayo, how is it celebrated in Mexico? So Cinco de Mayo is really not celebrated there like we celebrate it here. So it is celebrated in the United States and regionally in Mexico. Primarily in the state of Puebla, because that's where it's observed, but not like in, you know, Mexico City or like you see it here. It's so commercialized. Everybody has parties just because they want to have a party. So that was confusing for me growing up, kind of, because my parents didn't really celebrate it, and then, you know, growing up, I realized that people here did celebrate it. What I found more difficult when I was growing up was the language barrier, because even though I learned how to speak English in preschool, it was still not my first language. So it was still my second language. So at school they categorize you as an English second English learner. So you go into these special classes, like ESL classes. So they like pull you out of your class and give you like extra help. So that kind of always made me feel weird when I was growing up. Like, I didn't, you know, realize like that was extra help. I just felt like, oh, they're singling me out because I'm a second. That's because English is my second language. But as I got older, you know, you kind of just get used to things. And at one point in my life, I didn't want to speak Spanish anymore. I said to my dad, I don't want to speak Spanish. And he said, in my house, you speak Spanish. At school, and you're with your friends, you can speak English. At home, he never wanted us to lose our language. like he felt that was like our cult, that it surrounded what we really were, our culture. And now I'm grateful for it. You know, when you get older, you think, well, yeah, he was right.
2 languages.
Languages is good, but yeah, my daughter is a little older than you, and she doesn't speak Spanish, and I wish she did. Now she wishes she did.
Mm-hmm.
So she took Spanish in high school, and she wishes now that I would have taught her more. But when she was little, she's like, I don't want to speak Spanish. I don't want to speak Spanish. So,
Hey.
right?
Yeah.
So, do you guys think of any other questions? Do you guys have a list of questions that you have to ask?
Oh no, it's not over. Should I end this? Oh. Well, thank you.
You're